Welcome to our video on 7 struggles only true empaths understand. Have you ever felt like you're carrying the weight of everyone's emotions on your shoulders? Do you find yourself deeply affected by the moods and feelings of those around you, even when they don't say a word? If so, you might be an empath. In this video, we'll explore 7 unique challenges that empaths face daily and how to navigate them. Let's start with the first struggle: emotional overload. As an empath, you have an incredible ability to sense and absorb the emotions of others. This gift allows you to connect deeply with people, but it can also be overwhelming. Imagine walking into a room and suddenly feeling a rush of sadness, joy, anger, and anxiety all at once. That's what empaths experience regularly. It's like being a sponge that soaks up every feeling in the vicinity. This constant influx of emotions can make it difficult for empaths to distinguish between their own feelings and those of others. You might find yourself suddenly anxious or depressed without understanding why, only to realize later that you were picking up on someone else's emotional state. This blurring of emotional boundaries can be confusing and exhausting. To manage this emotional overload, it's crucial to develop strategies for emotional self-care. One effective technique is grounding. This involves focusing on your physical senses to anchor yourself in the present moment. Try taking deep breaths, feeling your feet on the ground, or touching something with an interesting texture. These simple actions can help you separate your emotions from those you've absorbed from others. Another helpful practice is visualization. Imagine yourself surrounded by a protective bubble or shield that allows you to connect with others but prevents their emotions from overwhelming you. This mental image can serve as a reminder to maintain healthy emotional boundaries. It's also important to regularly check in with yourself. Take a moment to ask, are these feelings mine, or am I picking up on someone else's emotions? This self-awareness can help you process and release emotions that don't belong to you. Moving on to the second struggle, the constant need for alone time. If you're an empath, you probably find yourself craving solitude more often than others. This isn't because you don't enjoy company, quite the opposite. Your deep connections with others can be incredibly fulfilling, but they also require a lot of energy. Alone time is essential for empaths to recharge and process the emotions they've absorbed throughout the day. It's like hitting the reset button on your emotional system. During these moments of solitude, you can reconnect with your own feelings and thoughts without the influence of others. However, finding this balance between social interaction and alone time can be challenging. You might feel guilty for needing space or worry about disappointing others. It's important to remember that taking time for yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary for your well-being and allows you to show up fully in your relationships. Creating a peaceful personal space can greatly help in managing this need for solitude. Design an area in your home that feels calming and rejuvenating to you. This could be a cozy reading nook, a meditation corner, or simply a clutter-free room where you can relax. Having this dedicated space can make it easier to retreat when you need to recharge. The third struggle empaths often face is attracting energy vampires. Energy vampires are individuals who, consciously or unconsciously, drain the emotional energy of those around them. As an empath, your compassionate nature and willingness to listen make you an ideal target for these people. Energy vampires might constantly seek your advice, vent their problems without reciprocating support, or rely on you to manage their emotions. While it's natural to want to help others, these one-sided relationships can leave you feeling depleted and overwhelmed. Identifying these draining relationships is the first step in protecting yourself. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with certain people. If you consistently feel exhausted, anxious, or emotionally drained, it might be a sign that you're dealing with an energy vampire. Setting healthy boundaries is crucial in managing these relationships. This doesn't mean cutting people off entirely, but rather establishing limits on how much emotional energy you're willing to invest. Learn to say no when you need to, and don't feel obligated to take on others' problems as your own. It's also helpful to redirect conversations to more positive topics or encourage the other person to take action on their issues rather than just venting. Remember, you can be supportive without sacrificing your own well-being. The fourth struggle many empaths experience is physical symptoms of emotional stress. The mind-body connection is particularly strong in empaths, and emotional overload can manifest in various physical ways. You might experience headaches, fatigue, muscle tension, or digestive issues as a result of absorbing others' emotions. These physical reactions can be confusing and distressing, especially if you don't immediately connect them to emotional causes. You might find yourself wondering why you suddenly feel ill or drained without any apparent reason. Understanding this connection between emotional and physical well-being is crucial for empaths. When you start experiencing physical symptoms, take a moment to check in with your emotional state. Are you carrying stress or emotions that don't belong to you? This awareness can help you address the root cause rather than just treating the symptoms. Developing a self-care routine that addresses both emotional and physical needs is essential. Regular exercise can help release pent-up emotions and reduce stress. Practices like yoga or Tai Chi, which combine physical movement with mindfulness, can be particularly beneficial for empaths. Paying attention to your diet is also important. Some empaths find that certain foods, particularly those that are processed or high in sugar, can increase their sensitivity to emotions. Experiment with different eating habits to see what makes you feel most balanced and energized. The fifth struggle that empaths often face is difficulty in crowded places. As an empath, you're constantly picking up on the emotions and energy of those around you. In busy, crowded environments, this can lead to sensory overload. You might feel anxious, overwhelmed, or physically uncomfortable in places like shopping malls, concerts, or busy streets. This sensitivity can make everyday activities challenging. You might find yourself avoiding crowded places altogether, which can limit your experiences and social interactions. However, it's possible to develop coping mechanisms that allow you to navigate these environments more comfortably. One effective strategy is to prepare mentally before entering a crowded space. Take a few moments to center yourself and visualize a protective shield around you. This mental preparation can help you feel more grounded and less susceptible to the emotional energy around you. Another helpful technique is to focus on your breath. Deep, slow breathing can help calm your nervous system and reduce feelings of overwhelm. You can practice this discreetly in any situation. It's also beneficial to plan regular breaks when you know you'll be in a crowded environment for an extended period. Step outside for some fresh air, find a quiet corner, or even take a short bathroom break to give yourself a moment of respite. Many empaths find peace and rejuvenation in nature. Spending time in natural settings can help balance the overstimulation experienced in busy human environments. Make it a point to regularly visit parks, beaches, or forests to recharge your emotional batteries. The sixth struggle that empaths often encounter is difficulty saying no. Your natural inclination to help others and your ability to deeply understand their feelings can make it challenging to turn down requests or set limits. You might find yourself agreeing to things you don't really want to do, simply to avoid disappointing others or causing them discomfort. This people-pleasing tendency can lead to overcommitment, exhaustion, and resentment. You might find yourself stretched thin, trying to meet everyone else's needs while neglecting your own. Over time, this can lead to burnout and a loss of sense of self. Learning to set boundaries and say no when necessary is crucial for empaths. Remember that saying no to others often means saying yes to yourself and your own well-being. It's not selfish to prioritize your own needs and limitations. One way to make saying no easier is to practice assertive communication. This involves expressing your thoughts and feelings clearly and directly while still respecting others. Instead of making excuses or apologizing profusely, try stating your position calmly and firmly. It can also be helpful to give yourself time to respond to requests. Instead of agreeing immediately, try saying, "Let me think about that," and get back to you. This gives you space to consider whether the request aligns with your own needs and capacity. Remember, setting boundaries is a skill that takes practice. Start with small steps and be patient with yourself as you learn to prioritize your own well-being alongside your desire to help others. The seventh and final struggle we'll discuss is empathy burnout. This is a state of emotional exhaustion that can occur when empaths constantly give of themselves without adequate self-care. It's similar to compassion fatigue experienced by those in helping professions, but it can affect empaths in all walks of life. Signs of empathy burnout include feeling emotionally numb or detached, experiencing a decrease in your usual empathy, feeling irritable or resentful towards others, and physical symptoms like fatigue or insomnia. You might find yourself withdrawing from social interactions or feeling overwhelmed by emotional situations that you would typically handle well. Preventing empathy burnout requires a proactive approach to self-care and emotional management. It's important to regularly assess your emotional state and energy levels. Are you taking on too much? Are you giving yourself enough time to recharge? Developing a self-care routine is crucial. This might include activities like meditation, journaling, exercise, or creative pursuits. The key is to find practices that help you process and release the emotions you absorb throughout the day. Setting aside time for activities that bring you joy and fulfillment is also important. Engage in hobbies, spend time with loved ones, or simply allow yourself moments of relaxation without feeling the need to be productive. Learning to compartmentalize can also be helpful. While your empathy is a valuable gift, it's okay to create emotional distance when necessary. Not every situation requires your full emotional engagement. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. By maintaining your own emotional well-being, you're better able to support and connect with others in a sustainable way. As we conclude our exploration of these 7 struggles, it's important to remember that being an empath, while challenging at times, is also a remarkable gift. Your ability to deeply understand and connect with others can bring incredible richness to your life and the lives of those around you. By developing strategies to manage emotional overload, balance your need for solitude with social connections, protect yourself from energy vampires, address the physical manifestations of emotional stress. Navigate crowded environments, set healthy boundaries, and prevent empathy burnout, you can harness the power of your empathy while maintaining your own well-being. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your own needs. In fact, taking care of yourself is essential if you want to continue being there for others. Your empathy is a strength, not a weakness, and learning to manage it effectively can lead to deeper, more fulfilling relationships and a greater sense of personal balance. As you continue on your path as an empath, Be patient and compassionate with yourself. Developing these skills and finding balance takes time and practice. Celebrate your progress no matter how small, and don't be afraid to seek support when you need it. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of the unique challenges faced by empaths. We hope this video has provided you with valuable insights and practical strategies to navigate your empathic nature. Remember, your sensitivity is a gift. By learning to manage it effectively, you can create a life of deep connection, understanding, and personal fulfillment. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content on emotional intelligence and personal growth. We'd also love to hear about your experiences as an empath in the comments below. What strategies have you found helpful in managing these challenges? Your insights could be incredibly valuable to others on similar journeys. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, your empathy is a superpower. Use it wisely and it will enrich your life in ways you never imagined.